Overwatch 30. Let's do it.
Overwatch.
Me and you, Marcus. And all the
Overwatch
hype
30.
in there.
I was in Nantucket when they were playing Overwatch.
You were in Nantucket,
Nantucket.
which
So
sound
far, I love the game. Junkrat is my favorite character. I think you were asking me about that, Marcus.
yes.
I
Uh,
love Junkrat so much.
yeah, I have not had much Junkrat time. I play more tanky characters. I just recently have been enjoying the hell out of. I think it's Torbjorn, the dwarf.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I've seen him.
Is
yeah,
that
the
the
builder.
dwarf guy? Yeah.
Yep, that's the dwarf builder who makes the turrets. Um,
Yeah,
Great.
I've seen a video of Gruff Madness playing with him.
Oh man, I love that guy. Um, he is fantastic.
What do you like about him? I haven't played with him yet, so what's really cool about him?
Well, I mean, I love the ability to have. You can set up your turret, you can carry it around with you. You can just throw it out and leave it, or you can set it up and defend it. I love the fact that he's got his supercharged uses the turret. I mean, he's great for defense, but he can also be great for attack. If you want to go out there and just set up with that turret, and you don't even have to like put any points into the turret, like build it up. Just keep dropping them and then running around and dropping them like more of them just to confuse and
Oh,
confound.
how many do you get?
You get one. You can only have one at a time, and there's a short
Okay.
cooldown between them. You can set up another one. But so many times I've dropped just a regular turret, like turret, ran around the corner, and just kept running, and people will stop and take out the turret. And then by the time they get up to you, you can set down another one and do the same thing and kite
Oh,
people.
really cool. Really cool.
Before they even know what you're doing, you've kited them away from the battle, kited them into a ambush with other players, and it's great because they hardly will ever go after you because they want to attack that turret because it's doing damage to them.
Right.
Does
And
he
I
have
love
like
that.
a main attack, or is just
He
a
does.
turret?
He has like a his main attack is similar to Junkrat's, but it doesn't actually do the bomb thing where it rolls and explodes.
Okay.
It's just more of like a lob. You can kind of like lob like these little like they're like molten bullets. He literally pours like lava or like molten steel into the gun and shoots them, and you can get pretty good arcs on them. So you can get pretty good distance out of them. They're not, I would say, super accurate, but they do pretty good damage if you've got your turret with you. That's kind of where he really excels, is with him and the turret together, they can defend a point by themselves.
Awesome.
For a while, while the rest of the team is, playing cleanup or trying to, I guess run man to man, he can sit there and make sure that the point is locked down while everybody else is taking people out. Now, one thing he doesn't have a lot of is movement, so he doesn't have a lot of speed, doesn't have any sort of special get up on top of something, climbing abilities or grapple abilities. But so he's kind of weak there. He doesn't have much in the way of armor, but he can make armor, which is his other ability, which is great because he can be a great team player. Whenever somebody dies, or his turret's destroyed, you collect scrap, and then from the scrap you can make armor.
Mad Max.
Kind of, yeah. But you can make armor buffs
Scrap,
for
scrap,
other
scrap.
players, and I think you can even get one too. I think you can pick them up. But you can make armor packs that increase the armor of the other players around you. So
No, the
just
armor is amazing.
yeah,
It kind of ties into what Salsa Nips is asking because she asked.
He.
Sorry, I didn't know.
It's okay.
hey,
Salsa Nips.
sauce tips.
My bad.
Sauce tips.
He asked which characters were our go-to characters and which characters have we not used yet but we're looking forward to. And I would say, look, my go-to characters are the support characters because nobody likes playing support, but you need
That's
a good
true.
healer.
Man,
And then
yeah,
yeah,
but
you should
but
go.
yeah. No. I have to agree completely with you. The support characters are great and they are underplayed. That is something. But
Well, in the
my
games I
go-to.
watched you guys play in Nantucket, it looked like Bubbles did a great job with the angel girl. I don't know her name,
Mercy.
Mercy.
Mercy, but it's you were following the teammates. I mean, it was the first time you ever played with her, but you were doing great things. Like you were positioning yourself in a corner, which that's how I'd play with her, or understand her. You would hide behind a corner, and her beam would arch around to heal the person, and that I thought that was really clever. So you don't
Yeah,
have to
because
have view.
she doesn't have a lot of health,
Yeah.
and so you have to be really careful with her and kind of put her back a little bit. But at the same time, she has to be close enough to be able to help the other characters. So that's why the character he was just talking about is really awesome because the ones that drop the armor, that's great for Mercy because if she has the extra armor or an extra shield from other characters, that helps give her a little bit more security while
Oh yeah.
she's running around and
Yeah.
Yeah,
keep the team
it's
at
such a
that.
great team game. You know, it's
Mhm.
this. I mean, I don't know if you noticed this, Sugar Bubbles, but it's one of those things when playing. Even if you're losing, this game is fun. You know,
Yeah.
it's great. Just enjoyment. And to answer Saucy Nips, my go-to are defense, more of the tanky characters. I love Reinhardt, Diva, love Diva. Played a lot of Diva with on the beta stream, but Reinhardt, those are my go-tos. Um, but yeah, I have to say that when everybody's working together, if you've got a Mercy and you've got a Torborn and they're throwing out armor and Mercy's healing, you got somebody throwing out like shields, the team working together can if you get the right team, just I guess just composition, it's phenomenal just how good you can do. um, yeah, so I don't know if you've experienced any of that in any of your games.
Same thing. And Salsa Nips, I asked you the same question. Have you been playing Overwatch? And then what characters are your favorites? Just as a side curiosity. But for
One,
me, the
yep.
the biggest thing I noticed about this game is it's about having the right mindset. Because Marcus, you have the right mindset. You like play through the whole match, and even when you're losing as a team, you still have fun.
Yeah.
The only problem I've seen so far is, and you have this in every game that's set up like this, right? Is that when the team starts losing, people want to jump out. People want to
Yes.
quit.
Oh
They're
my
like,
God.
ah, da, da. And then that really you can win these matches in the
Yep.
last 10 seconds.
Yeah.
They can completely shift. So if
Yep.
everybody just keeps playing and you adjust your character, you can change your character at any point in the game.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you just keep,
No.
tweaking it until you get the right mix. But
Yeah.
when people quit and they leave the match and there's in and out, then you really will lose the match
You
because
really
the
will. Yeah.
team's not doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's go ahead, Havoc.
You asked somebody on Twitch today if when you transfer teams, did they leave their stuff behind? Like the portal for the portal girl. Did you
Oh,
find
I
out?
did. Yeah, I did have that question. No, I haven't had that question answered yet, and maybe somebody else out there knows that, or maybe
Yeah.
Marcus, you know that. But I was
No, that's
wondering that
interesting.
because, like,
Because I thought about that. I thought about it in a match. Actually, I had left my gun behind to defend the turret, and I got killed. I, dead right there. I peeked around the wrong corner and got sniped. And when I went back, I was like, I wonder if I change out now if my gun will stay there because it was still there. But I was like, I wonder if I change out now to another character, if that gun will stay there. I didn't do it, but
That's
I
an
thought
interesting
about
question.
it. I was like, huh, that
because
would be
you have
interesting.
characters like Sumatra. I can't pronounce half her name.
Yes,
But she's
I
a
think
defense
it's
character, and she has
yeah.
these little turrets.
Oh my
And so you
gosh.
have a defense
Yeah.
round. What if you throw down all of her turrets really fast, and then you switch to Mercy and then heal the team? Like that would be a cool balance to go back and forth depending on what the team needed. I'm gonna have to test that
Kinda.
out and see if that
Yeah,
works.
I think we have to test it out because I'm not sure, but now I'm curious because it's. I would want to say no. My first reaction would be no because that sounds to me a little exploity. If you can just pop out one character, drop a bunch of stuff, and then be like, "Boop, I'm gone, bitches," and then come back in with somebody else, set up a turret, boom, I'm dead, I'm gone now.
Plus, you could also do
it's
it
like coming back in with a shield guy.
Yeah.
It's like whoa. It's like all right. So now you made a tank and you made like 15 turrets over, like little turrets on the wall over here, and now you're a tank guy. Well. Yeah, that was nice, but you've now played 3 characters at once.
Also, if you added,
So-
like, if you did that portal from that girl, you
Yep.
could put the portal down and then transfer to a tank, and then
Right.
you die, you jump right into the portal, and you're instantly
And you're
back.
back,
It
yeah.
seems like, for me, I feel like that it will just disappear when you leave.
Yep.
Like
Probably will, but I think me and Marcus got to test it out one night
Test
and
it.
see how that
Yeah,
goes.
just
Love
test
to
it
hear
out.
it.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So,
I love
troll teams.
Oh,
Salsa
man.
Nips is asking about troll teams. When the teams are in balance, where you have like the whole team is one character or mostly one character and
Doing
like
it
maybe
right
one
now.
support.
Did you see that today? What is it? Because they have the quick play and all those matches, and then they have like a special Rumble kind of match. It's like a special kind of weekly.
A custom match, right?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a custom match, and each week they change it up and make it. I think last week's was something different, but this week's is all of the Ninja Brothers. It's like Super Simbora Brothers, I think that's their name.
Mhm.
It's Jinji and Hanzo, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
They're brothers. Spoilers if people didn't know that, but it's pretty.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
It's in one of the one. Oh man, you should watch the beautiful videos they make.
Yeah,
It's
I've seen those.
yeah.
Okay.
It's in one of the videos. But evidently, this week's match is all troll teams of everybody plays Jinjis or Hanzos. So and you fight against each other.
But do you?
Um,
I think what we
Now, is
were
that
getting.
in the special match
that's in the
section
special
or is
match.
that in the main game?
No, that's in the special match. When you go over and play this, when you pick the special match of the week, it's Jinji versus Hanzo.
So,
Okay.
so what Saucy Nips is trying to say though is what do we think about somebody coming in with a 6-soldier team and making it like Call of Duty with
On a normal match, like on a
all the
normal,
seven
I think on a normal match, I think he's talking about the troll teams that just like everybody just picks the same type of character on a normal match in the game, not even in the
yeah.
special
The
section where
great
it's set
thing
up.
about characters, though, and this is the one thing I've said about that is the great thing about any character. There's no one overpowering character, other than maybe Bastion, but even he has his weakness. But everybody has got a counter character. So Soldier 76, he's about the most average of all the heroes. He's just pretty average. He's like basically he's your common first person shooter guy. If you're most familiar, like Havoc, if you came into Overwatch, you probably start on him because you're used to
No, I know who I.
Doom guy. You're used to Halo.
He's
You're
your
used to
Mad
that
Max
guy, and
guy.
that guy is
Yeah.
yeah, he's your Mad Max guy. He has a sprint boost. He's got a rocket launcher. He's
Yeah.
got a main gun that does pretty decent damage. Plus, he can heal himself and those around him as well for a short bit.
Really?
He's pretty all around. He's a pretty, and I've actually enjoyed playing with him. He's probably one of my favorite offensive heroes.
As
but
I'll tell you,
I-
Marcus, I have a small fondness for a lovely lady in that game. She's wears all
I
black.
think I
and
know.
she's a
Yeah.
widowmaker, man. She's a widowmaker.
Well,
See, I
yeah, they've
thought you
been
were gonna-
calling the game Booty Watch because the female characters are very shapely.
Oh well,
Yeah,
I play
you
Warframe.
are. but anyway, to get back to Saucy Nips' question, I haven't encountered that yet, but I think I'd be okay with it if the other team wanted to do that. If they all want to play one character, go ahead and let them. If they have fun with it.
It seems like
Doesn't
you
make
can
me wanna play another
overpower
character.
them by switching up to like 2 tanks, 2 healers, and 2 snipers or something similar to
You
that.
might be able to if they're all playing the same guy,
you
because
could
I mean,
you're healing your guys, you're taking them out, and then you have 2 guys up front that are just mowing through them.
the only time I've seen people play like teams like that are on other people's streaming videos where people have been like, "Hey, let's try out playing, all this hero versus this hero." I haven't seen anybody actually doing it for real in the game. I have seen
I've
some
seen
people
it a
play
couple times.
Yeah,
I've
but
seen it a couple
how,
times.
how,
And
did,
I've
how
changed
did
it
they go?
out.
Did they overpower
Yeah,
in those instances?
How did they do?
Once or twice, yes. Yeah, once or twice,
Yeah.
yes, for sure. And
What were y'all
it's
playing?
it depends on like if your team doesn't know how to like counteract it, and then like a lot of times,
Right.
if I've been playing on the stream or something, I can't hear the chat in the game because I haven't figured out that setup yet. If I'm playing offline, it's better because I can chat with the team, and you can kind of coordinate things a little bit better. But if you're not talking to each other, then it can be a cluster with that game, especially counteracting an imbalanced team.
But the one thing I noticed, and I haven't played the game, but I've been really tempted to get it. I got a lot of other projects to do. It felt kind of like watching a hockey game. I don't know if you guys have ever watched hockey. I know,
can see
very
that.
strange. But in
I can see
hockey,
that, though.
you can have a
I
guy
can also
come
see that.
out and a guy come in, and they change really quick. And you
Mhm.
do
Yep,
that
yep.
to overpower your enemy if you're on offense versus defense.
Yes.
And you can switch out hitters so that you can, like, let's say one of the teammates they switch in is more faster than your guy. Well, you switch another guy real quick to counter that. So
To
I think
counter that.
in
Yeah.
Overwatch, I think
Yeah.
that it's how good you are with your characters, but second, it's how good you can manage to determine your
Counter.
counter to what they're throwing
Yeah.
at you. Yeah, but you might
No,
have
no,
somebody
yeah,
who
that's
gets
exactly.
somebody gets really good at one character, but then the team, okay, well, we need to shut him down, send this guy over there, and have him just target that dude. That guy will be shut down, and then you can move on to the rest of the team who now are
Yeah.
down characters.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, you are exactly.
That's how I
100%
how I
right. That
felt
is-
about it, and that's one of the reasons I like it, because I felt like if I could master an offensive player, a defensive player, and then a healer type, if I could master
Yeah.
those 3 characters, I could switch back and forth and then assist the team in any way possible.
Yep. You
And-
hit on the
and-
biggest thing, Havoc.
Yeah.
So you hit on the biggest thing. It's like being very comfortable with a couple different players because sometimes people get focused on like I'm only gonna play Mercy, I'm
Right.
only gonna play Bastion, I'm only gonna play this person, and then you'll see in your team that people don't want to flex, they don't want to change characters, and it's about changing the dynamics when you need it. We don't have a healer, I'll
Yeah.
just jump into that role, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're losing a lot of ground, if you're, if I see it a lot of the times, if all of a sudden the other team has taken a point, if you switch a couple people to defense or a couple people to offense, you can swing it either way, and the other team knows that. I've seen people all of a sudden come back in with like 3 Reinhardts after they take 1 point, and then try to rush in and take the other point real quick and just set up a shield
Yeah. See,
around it.
that's clever.
And that's a clever thing to do. And if they can pull it off, they win. Because if the other team doesn't react quick enough, if like that, and we lost that match, the team brought in 3 Reinhardts, and bam,
Wow.
they just rushed the other point immediately. And we didn't react fast enough to get to them, and they just set in a point. And while everyone's trying to bomb them and take them out from a distance instead of actually closing on them, they just capped it.
Yep.
And it was a quick and done. Um, yeah, and the other members of the team were just mopping us up around the outside while everybody focused on trying to take down these damn huge shields in the middle. And before we could switch our team up, they had won. So
Yeah, I
it
think
can be
I
used
remember
this
watching you
way.
do that match, and they swung in really quick and ended it. I think it was that one that you
I
guys
mean,
did when you streamed
I
together.
don't think that was no. That's I don't think that's one. It might have happened when we were streaming, but I've seen it happen at least once since the game came out playing on it. And it's, I mean, I've seen other things happen to people. People rush in, people trying to, one of the great things that I like to change up to is go to a sort of a meet in the road like tank and offensive guy like Roadhog. Because with Roadhog, you can go in, you've got the ability to not only do you have a hell of a lot of health and the ability to heal yourself, but you got that shotgun, which at close range is deadly.
Right.
Um, and if you're needing to just break things up, if you're just not getting any traction whatsoever, you switch up to Roadhog.